Today, we will learn how to write a memorandum, briefly called a memo. Today, our learning objectives are 1. To identify the differences between a memo and a letter. 2. To understand the basic format of memo. 3. To get familiar with different types of memo. And 4. To write business memos successfully. Firstly, we should know what is a memo. A business memo is a standard form of written communication in academics, government, and industry. It has a well-established format and style used to inform the reader about new information or to persuade the reader to take an action. Sometimes we are confused about a memo and a letter, so we should be clear about the differences between a memo and a letter. Briefly, letters communicate with someone outside the organization, whereas memos are almost always used to send information to colleagues, workers in other departments, and management personnel within an organization. And there are some other aspects in which a memo differs from a letter. Firstly, memos are usually unceremonious in style. Secondly, memos are normally used for non-sensitive communication. And memos are short and to the point. And memos have a direct style. As a concise communicative tool used within an organization, a memo has a very regular format which consists of a heading section and a text or body section. Heading. The heading is often printed on company letterhead, and the heading has 4 items. The purpose of the correspondence, to whom the memo has been sent, when it was written, and who wrote it. The heading is generally formatted as follows. Just like the sample. The body. The body section can be further classified into 3 to 5 segments depending on the length or the content of the memo, which are opening segment, discussion segment, closing segment, possible summary segment, possible attachment, possible signature segment. Possible means that it depends on the real situation to decide whether to have a summary or attachment or signature. Common types of memos. There are generally 4 types of memos. 1. Directive memo. 2. Response to an inquiry. 3. Trick memo. And 4. Field or lab memo. Number 1. A directive memo. A directive memo states a policy or procedure the writer wants the reader or co-worker to follow, and it is usually sent from a superior to his or her ordinates. For this memo, purpose and tasks should be stated clearly. just like the following sample. Number 2. Response memo. The purpose of this memo is to provide the recipient with the desired information. It usually has 4 parts: purpose statement, summary, discussion, and action, as shown in the following sample. Number 3. Trip report memo. A trip report memo is usually sent to a supervisor after an employee returns from a business venture. You will find a sample of trip report memo here. Number 4. Field or lab report memo. These memos are often used to report on inspection and procedures, and these memos, known as field or lab reports, include problem, methods, results, and conclusions, but spend less time on the methods section. Number 5. Email memos. When composing memos for email, remember the following rules. 1. Email is an official form of communication in a workplace. 2. Be clear, concise, and use formatting tools and spacing to increase legibility. 3. Always check your spelling, sentence structure, and read carefully for typographical errors before hitting the send button. For writing a fine memo, you are expected to master the writing rules for memo. Distribution of information. Ideally, the segments of the memo should be allocated in the following manner. 1. Heading, 1/8 of the memo. 2. Opening, context, and task, 1/4 of the memo. 3. Summary and discussion segment, half of the memo. 4. Closing segment or necessary attachments, 1/8 of the memo. When composing the heading, check you have the correct spelling and job titles of all recipients. Don't use informal nicknames. The subject line should include a specific explanation of the memo's topic in a few words. The purpose of headings is to highlight the major point you are making in that section, so the reader will be sure to get that information. The following are a few tips on writing headings. 1. Put headings in bold or italics so that they are set apart from the supporting information that follows them. 2. Do not let the headings stand alone without any supporting information. 3. Make headings concise. And when writing the opening, please think much, speak little, write less. Begin your memo by stating the problem. After stating the problem, indicate the purpose clearly. The following are examples of ways to begin your memo. 1. I am writing to inform you of. 2. In response to your request, I am writing to provide you with recommendations on. 3. The purpose of this memo is to. 4. This memo provides information about. In the discussion section, you are required to describe the task or assignment with details that support your opening paragraph. Keep it short and to the point. In the closing section, make sure you consider how the reader will benefit from the desired actions and how you can make those actions easier. For example, you might say, I will be glad to discuss this recommendation with you during our Tuesday trip to the spa and follow through on any decisions you make. And there are other tips for effective memo writing. 1. Analyze your recipient. Ask yourself 3 questions when considering your audience. Who are they? What do they need to know? And how should you present it to them? 2. Present information with economy and clarity. For this purpose, in your memo writing, sentences should be straight. That means long sentences with complex construction do not belong in memos, and you should keep paragraphs short.
3. Proofread your work.